waited for this meeting for a long time, especially this guy over here, as all the citizens have been waiting for this meeting. This was going to be a meeting today. We're going to talk about our wastewater treatment plant and go forward with that. We've got an army waiting to attack Scottsburg soil and get this thing completed. Who's this?
It's for multicolor.
Okay. Hello, how are you tonight, multicolor?
There's no ones that are in the end. It's ones that are in the outside.
Turn it up. Okay, wait. Oh, here it is. Here, I got one here. Okay, now can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can, love it.
Joe Christensen, L-A-E-Y.
Is now in the conference.
So thank you for joining us. Ashley, we ready to go? Okay. Well, folks, we'll go ahead and call Scottsburg City Council in the session, and we'll have today is the fourth Monday of the month of February, the 22nd day, 2021, and it's 6:30 tonight. So first thing we do when we start is have prayer, the pledge of allegiance. So if you don't mind, let's bow and have a word of prayer. Father, we just come before you, thanking you for this day, Father. Each day is a gift from your hand. Father, as we trudge the pilgrimage of life, it is a blessing. It is a blessing to be with you. It is a blessing to see your hand. We pray for your guidance. We pray for your discernment. We pray for your wisdom, Father. We live in clay houses whose foundation is in the dirt, Father. And we see things just from our own perspective, Father. So we pray for your insight and your discernment. Father, give us wisdom. Give all here that you have called and put in leadership for this town. I pray your blessing upon them. I pray for wisdom for them and discernment as well. And be with us and keep us, Father, as we have had this coronavirus attack this world, and it did not skip over Scott County. So we pray, Father, for your healing. We pray, Father, to be with those who have lost loved ones, and with those who are hurting, and for healing, Father. Give us this evening, Father. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So the pledge of allegiance now, if we can, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. The next thing on our agenda this evening is the roll call. Clerk Treasurer, please.
Mayor Amy,
Here.
Chris Albertson,
Here.
Christian Evans,
Here.
Rick Mann,
Here.
Chuck Rose,
Here.
Bill Hoagland.
Here. Thank you. We're all in attendance this evening. So we have the approval of the minutes for the February the 8th meeting. If you've all had a chance to go through those, we'll accept a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Mayor, I'll make that motion to EY.
Is now in the conference.
Christian Evans made the motion.
I'll second.
Rick Mann second. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous. Thank you. Okay, the next thing we have, folks, is we give a public comment time every time we start city council so that the council will accept public comments. Individuals wishing to address the council will be asked to come forward. To state your name for the record, each person will have 5 minutes to voice your opinion. Remarks should focus on issues and not be used to target city employees or elected officials. Do we have anybody this evening who would like to come forward? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing then and go to the first reading of ordinance.
Public.
That's public comment.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Public hearing, we need to open it.
Okay, so, right. Good. I got a public hearing and public comment right there next to each other. Sorry about that. So now we're going to go to the public hearing for our wastewater treatment BOT authorization. We need to talk about this first.
can open it up for public hearing, if there's any comments or anyone from the public.
Okay, let's officially then open our city council meeting tonight for, public hearing. So anybody here would like to make a comment or have questions about what's going on here with the city of Scottsburg and our wastewater treatment plant, now's the time to speak.
I would note that Bob Zeller is present, who's representing the city in regards to the DOT transaction.
Bill Zellers is an attorney who is joining hands with Josh Bigman. And Bill Zellers, this is his expertise in this finance and wastewater treatment plants and drinking water plants and whatnot. So Mr. Zellers is here. So do we need to talk about the wastewater plant or not?
No comment, we close the public hearing. No comment.
Any other comment? Okay, hearing none, we will close the public hearing for the wastewater treatment DOT authorization. Okay, it looks like we have then next is a resolution 2021-R-3, a resolution awarding bill operate transfer transaction authorizing the construction and installation of certain improvements to the sewage works of the city, addressing the other matters connected therewith, repealing resolutions inconsistent herewith, and taking certain other related actions. So this is a resolution for the DOT. So we'll accept a motion to pass this resolution this evening. I'll make that motion. McManus makes the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Christian Evans seconds. Is there other questions or concerns? Okay, hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
In hearing opposition, opposed? Unanimous. Resolution's passed. Going down to be we're going to have the first reading of ordinance 2021-1, an ordinance reaffirming the award of bill operate transfer transaction, pledging payments towards thereto, and taking certain other related actions. So this is an ordinance that to go forward reaffirming this award. We have a motion to pass this ordinance on first reading.
I would, with our time frame, we discussed last meeting as far as our rate lock. It would be, to keep our rate locked in, we would need to pass this unanimously. Proceed with unanimous consent, proceed with passing on first reading, and then pass it completely tonight in order to keep that rate where it's at. I think we're all on the same page on that. Any questions, let me know. Or vote.
I'll make the motion. I'd like to have a discussion about this specifically after, but I obviously want to get kind of what I just want that rate locked in. Potentially we can get that all done tonight, that'd be great. But I'd like that discussion to follow, so I'll make the motion to approve on first reading.
Christian Evans makes the motion to go forward this ordinance 2021-1. Is there a second? I'll second. Chris Albertson seconds. Questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimous. Anyone want to have a motion then to suspend the rules?
I think we can suspend the rules and go ahead. I mean, it's really just to shore up a couple questions on it. I mean, it's nothing that's going to dictate the ordinance, in my opinion. Obviously, getting the rate locked in is priority right now. So
I'll make the motion then that we suspend the rules and have a second, third reading by title.
Beck Rose makes the motion to suspend rules.
I'll second that.
Christian Evans seconds. Questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign? Unanimous. Okay. That is passed in all three readings.
Correct.
Okay, so
Yeah, just some points of clarification in the ordinance itself, just to kind of make everyone aware. Obviously, myself and Jan, we were in the committee alongside the mayor, and Chase. In the ordinance itself, page 5, I'm trying to find it here. Page 5 on section 9, go down to C, states in there about the net revenues of the sewage works in the fiscal year immediately preceding issuance of any party obligation shall not be less than 125% of the maximum annual principal and interest requirements. No grades here. Just so we're clear, because I know we've talked about it in prior council meetings, I don't want to use the word buffer, because it's probably a lack of a better term right now, but where we stand on that 125, I know we're at 144, I believe, is kind of the numbers we discussed. It's kind of, if you kind of fill the gaps in on that, just so we're all aware, so know that we give Chase a little bit of buffer room, shall there be any pipe bursts for expenses down the road. So just kind of open the door for you to kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, this is a really good question. That is an important piece. And I know I talked to you a little bit about that on the phone, and then after I hung up, I started thinking of a couple of things I want to bring up. So
Yes.
This is a good topic. So we had, as part of this process over the last couple of months, as part of the bank approval process, we were getting a lot of questions from the banks on exactly what Christian was asking for here. And so we did complete a accounting report so that this could be reviewed and essentially answer this question directly to the banks. And so we had a third-party financial accounting firm review this, and they went through the last several years. I believe they went back 5 years, and then they made projections 2 years in advance. And so the way that they are looking at your coverage is they assumed that expenses would inflate by 3% for the next 2 years. And then they use that as the test year. And by using that as the test year, it was coming up with 144% coverage. So what that means is they want you to be at 125%, and they're projecting that in 2 years at your current rates, you'd be at 144%. So we're about 9. So they want you to be 25% buffer at least, and they're projecting to be at 44% buffer. There are some things they have to guess on. Some things they don't have to guess on. Like one thing now is that we know what the interest rate will be, and it will always be that for the full 25 years. So that takes that guessing out. So the only thing we really love to guess about is just the operations of the plant itself. And so they've made assumptions about that where this plant will operate more efficiently from a utility standpoint, and also from a manpower standpoint, it'll operate more efficiently. So the operating portion, there's still some guesses about, but thankfully now we've got the budget guarantee and we have the rate guarantee. So it's really just that one piece that's left as a guess. But again, the good news is that right now you're projected 2 years from now to be 90% above that threshold.
To piggyback off that, the 144 from a monetary sense, just my quick math is around 36,000. Kind of what I was doing some math on. So I know the discussion the mayor brought up a great point about relining. That's 36,000 per month. It's kind of where that buffer point was at. Again, that's just my quick numbers here. Just so that everyone's aware of kind of like, we're relining and what we need to do. And obviously with Chase, his budget there, I just wanted to kind of make sure, and again, my numbers might not be correct based upon, because I know the accounting report you said was ran, I think, 3.25%.
Yes.
So obviously that's inflated because we got 244. So again, my numbers might fluctuate with that, but what does that look like? Can you put kind of a number to that 144?
Yeah, and actually that's a great point too, Christian. I would thought about later and take myself before, which is that projection was made before we had the interest rate back, and they were assuming I believe it was 3.25.
Yeah,
I believe what it was. I know it was 3 point something, and we ended up at 2.44. So actually, now that the payment's going to be quite a bit lower than what they were running, they're making these projections. So hopefully that's even making it that much more conservative. I just did the math really quick while you were talking, and I think you did it exactly right. I think that's about right on monthly.
And that's just, I wanted to clarify that too, and I'm all for relining, making sure that our infrastructure is up to date so that we're not coming back here in 2-3 years and looking at sewer rate increases because of infrastructure costs on the plan ahead. And, I'm all for that, but I also want to give Chase a little bit of leeway. I don't want to handcuff him if something goes wrong and we've already pledged so much to relining, et cetera, et cetera. So I just wanted to make those points of clarification, but that's all I need.
And just on your point, it might be that we have to build up a little surplus to start with. I don't think we throw the idea that we're not going to rely,
For sure.
it's just that we may have to wait a little while before we start to build up a surplus.
Well, let me just say this, what I'm planning on doing, even if we don't have the buffer that I want, I'm prepared to ask, our redevelopment to put some money there to the beginning. I would like to have at least like $100,000 a year. And I would love to have 150 or 200, so that every year we're starting with a sector of Scottsburg and we're relining. Folks, we have old sections and we have new sections. We don't have the leakage in the new sections as bad as we have it in the old section. The old section is just plain brick tile that's butted together. So this lining, we actually put a tube through there with a wire, they pull it through, and then they put a resin through that, and then they pull it. Infrared, ultraviolet, 15 foot, and it cures it out. And you can drive the truck. Chase and I was down in Albany, we were doing this thing, and the pipe is so solid. So we want to begin that. And this will not be accomplished in 3 or 4 or 5 years. It may take 10 or 12 or 15 years, but we want to start. We start now, and we start the process, and we put money into it. If Chase can afford that, he will pay for it. If he can't afford it, I would like to redevelop. That's it.
And that's a different, and that's not going to affect our taxpayers.
It's not going to affect
Right, that's what I want to point out.
These are tax dollars coming in, and it's going to help us with new development as well. Also, just FYI, we dedicated a gal in the office who's our code enforcement gal, Michelle Keziah. So she's probably taken her a week to go through all the homes and stuff and locate homes that have basements. So if you have a basement, that's one thing we're going to do. We're going to ask you to make sure you don't have any sump pump that's putting water into our system. If you have a sump pump into our system, we want to help you put that pipe outside your house, take it about 20 feet away from your house. But I need to eliminate that water coming into our system. So we want to try to handle the I&I with light. We also want to come out with identifying the homes and basements and trying to eliminate that inducement of water in our system.
Greg, and again, I don't want to put you on the spot with this question as well. I know you said in the accounting analysis, basically said 3% inflation on the expenses side. What is that accounting for as far as revenues go? Is it recommending, I know maybe it might be customary to ask municipalities to raise rates at potential inflationary levels and meet with that? What is the study itself, what does that project? Because I know there's kind of we looked at it and it was kind of different than what we first read, et cetera. You know, that makes sense. So.
Yep, and it does, it only goes out to the test year, which is that second year out. But if you assume that expenses will keep going at 3%, then it would probably roughly be about that 6th or 7th year when you guys, when expenses would have caught up with your buffer. I guess you want to look at that. And along with that question, Christian, one other thing that is good news if you don't know about it, or if I didn't explain it very well last time, that you can factor into your strategy here. The rate is fixed for 25 years, but those payments that I was quoting last time are 48 payments, so it's 24 years of payment, even though it's fixed for 25. The reason for that is because the payments are being skipped for all of 2020. So during if you don't owe payment until construction is done, let's say it that way. So you will not have a payment the rest of 21 or in 2022 as well. So as you're making your strategy on what to do, you're going to have this year and a half where you won't have a payment. Maybe you can start thinking through what you'd like to do, in the meantime.
Good questions, comments. What other questions do you have? Okay, so, you know, we calculated this out, so we've got, 13 million for the plant. That's actually 13,900,200. The city will pay the 9,200, so we'll only borrow 13 million on the plant. We have 1.7 on anticipation note. So that's where we're at. Anything else before we go on? Okay, hearing nothing else, we go now to another public meeting. This is a designation of economic development revitalization area. And this is resolution 2021-R-4-A. A confirmatory resolution designating a portion of the city of Scottsburg, Indiana as an economic revitalization area. And this is specifically for multicolor. And Josh, what needs to be said here?
We do have them on the line. We have Mary Jo, we have multiple representatives, one in Southern Indiana, and their consultant as well. This is the confirmatory resolution. We passed the preliminary at the last council meeting. So we just need to open the public hearing to see if we have any public comment. If not, we can close that and take action.
The public hearing is officially open. What comments do we have for this area? Going once, going twice. Public hearing is going to close. We're closed. So, anything, Josh, do we need to, multicolor, do you need to, do they need to say anything here?
If they want to, they can. Otherwise, we just need to take action on the resolution and proceed. This is exactly the same language that was in the preliminary. This is just now accepting the resolution. We're at a big picture sense. This is, there is a building expansion as well as manufacturing equipment and additional estimated 45 new jobs with additional salaries totaling $2.85 million.
I'll make the motion, if that's what we need.
That is what we need.
So we need, Rick Mans makes the motion.
I'll second.
Chuck Rose second. Questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign? Unanimous. Multicolored, thank you so very much for partnering with the city of Scottsburg. We are here to help you, just the city council represents all the people. Scottsburg, we want just to tell you a big thank you. And we loved our partnership in the past, and we'll love going forward with you as well. So thank you so very much.
Thank you, Pastor.
Yeah, thank you.
Joe Christensen, LATY.
Has left the conference.
Turn it down to the park.
Alice Paradise has left the conference.
That's, I believe that was the only people who want to hear about talk on after, you know, anyone else was planning on.
I do not.
No.
Okay, the next thing we have is new business, and tonight we have Miss Jill Sakis.
So I have, a loan request for your approval. We've spoken about this before, but, last summer, the city of Scottsburg was awarded additional money from EDA for the revolving loan fund in the amount of $500,000 for you to loan out. You received a couple of loan applications. The one in particular from Indiana Bottle Company, which is located on 300 West Lovers Lane. And they produce or do plastic injection molding and produce plastic containers, a lot of which are used in cleaning supplies and a number of other things. But when I talked with them late last year, they had an issue and they just don't have enough space. They need to add some more production equipment. but they couldn't get the orders out fast enough because they were producing them and they didn't have enough space to even store them before they could get the orders out. So they have requested a loan, and the loan board met on February 11th to review this in the amount of $500,000 at 2% per annum for a 10-year amortization period. And that property be secured via mortgage. Not exactly sure what piece of property that will be used to secure that, but it will be secured. And so in the past, the loan board made those recommendations to the city council. And so that's what I'm doing now, is asking you to also take the recommendation of the loan board and the city council would approve this.
Oh, absolutely, make a motion to approve.
Chris Evans makes this motion to approve to go forward with the loan to Indiana Bottle. Is there a second on that? I'll second. Okay, Chris Albertson seconds. Questions, comments, concerns?
I would just note, I think that this is, another good thing to point out, this is an additional 10 full-time jobs, is that our understanding?
Yes,
And they've been here a long time, so.
it's additional 10 full-time jobs and they estimate at $300,000 in additional salary with those 10 jobs. They have 39 full-time jobs now. The interesting piece of this is that Indiana Bottle actually received part of the recapitalization from flood money that you received from that disaster, and Indiana Bottle used that to put their addition on. They had to raise it out of the floodplain and put that addition on. So they come back and they were a good borrower and they paid on time, and they're very excited about this.
So we've had a first and a second. Anything else? Okay, let's take a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign? Unanimous.
Great.
Thank
And
you
all
very much.
all I need then is we have to ask for the money as we need it, so I would ask the mayor, since that's approved, you can sign this request in that yellow section here.
Absolutely.
And then we can order the money to be wired to the city. We have one other loan application that I'm getting together, and hopefully we'll have that for the loan board, hopefully sometime in March, and then come back to you for additional funding.
Thank you so very much for all you do, Jill. You're a great help.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Next, we have first reading of ordinance 2021-2, ordinance to establish rates and charges for services provided by the city of Scottsburg Citizens Communications Corporation. We're going to have the one and the only. It's Stacy Skinner.
Thank you. I spoke to most of you in regards to this and did want to make sure I was speaking with Josh. He did put all our rate ordinances into one rate ordinance so that it's not into three separate ones. So for any confusion, the business rates and the residential fixed wireless rates have been in effect, or some cleaning up on that. But the main one is the residential fiber to the home service rates, which is item number 2. And would just ask if you have any questions, and if this would basically be able to get passed so that we can start selling.
What questions does council have for Ms. Skinner?
Stacey, I think the only question that we talked about it on the phone today, just maybe, I don't know, put you on the spot in this meeting, but you were talking about quadrants where this would be serviced first.
Yes.
Could you kind of just highlight that?
Yeah, so the first quadrant that we built out to, hope you can hear me, is north of 56, east of 31. That is the first quadrant. And when that is the first quadrant of deployment, that means it's on the poles. That doesn't mean that it's ran to every physical house. So the main step as far as residents is to give me a call, 812-752-7204, get on the wait list. We need a pre-survey. If you're an existing wireless customer with our service, then we're putting you kind of on that hit list to go ahead and pre-survey you so we can convert it over and reach out to you and do that. But we already have gotten some people to put on the bottom of the billing flyer, thanks to the utility office. They've been putting that on there, so we've been getting calls. But obviously, since it's been thank COVID and everything else, of building out and everything, we're gonna have some growing with this, so it's like if you call, it's not gonna be the next day. We've gotta do some, establishing of the pre-survey, getting the fiber drawn right into the house, and it's a learning curve too, to establish all this equipment and everything, but that is the first quadrant, and then building out from there, but it's all up there, and we're ready to go.
Pick the best quadrant, right? That's my-
Yeah, right.
that's my district up on that, but I'll absolutely make a motion to approve.
Chairman makes the motion to approve this ordinance. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Jack Rose seconds. Questions, comments, concerns?
Just looking at the rates, hats off to you guys for keeping those rates affordable. I know a lot of folks in the area are going to appreciate that, having that type of service with that speed at that price is going to be great for our community.
I agree, and thank you to everybody for the support for it over the years, and we're just gonna create a great experience for our residents.
And folks, if you didn't hear that at home, Chris, would you repeat that louder even? I love the advertisement there.
Yeah, hats off to you guys for the rates and the speed and, bringing that to the point of cost and citizens of Scottsburg. It's going to be a win-win for everyone.
Thank you. It really is. We want you to know we're working on the second, putting your work on the second quadrant right now, are we not?
Yes, they're working on that, and keep going to this thing, as this fiber's being built out in so many areas, it's keeping the equipment, and keeping the supplies coming in. So that's the big thing, to stay on top of. Moving along.
So let's go unanimous approval. This is something we can probably try to get through tonight.
Absolutely, yeah.
Shall I go forward then? We vote on this?
I think we ought to-
Okay, so we have Christian.
And then Chuck, seconded.
Chuck second, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules and approve on second and third.
Rick makes a motion to suspend the rules.
I'll second.
Christian seconds. Questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign? Unanimous.
All right.
Thank you very much. You're doing a great job, Steve.
Thanks.
Okay, the next thing we have is the first reading of ordinance 2021-3, an ordinance amending the zoning maps of the United Zoning Ordinance now in effect for the city of Scottsburg, Indiana. That's going to be Miss Ashley Campbell.
Okay, what I'm presenting to you this evening was sent to City Council with favorable recommendation by the Scottsburg Advisory Planning Commission on February 17th. This parcel of land is located at State Road 56, Boatman Road, and Taylor Mill Road. The proposed land would contain 20 acres. The existing zoning is agriculture, and the applicant is requesting a rezone from agriculture to PUD, which is planned unit development, something that we have seen a few of these over the last year. And we do have the applicant here this evening, wanted to ask
Mr. Church is here, so if you have questions from Mr. Church or Miss Ashley?
I think it's fantastic. I'll absolutely make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion by Chris Evans to approve this motion, number 2021-3. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Chris Evans seconds. Questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign? Unanimous. We have a motion to suspend the rules.
I'll motion to suspend the rules and proceed on to full reading.
Chris Evans makes a motion to suspend the rules. I'll second. Rick Mann seconds. Questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Church. Thank you, Mayor. Lord bless you, help you out there. Amen. It'll be a great place to expand, Lord. I have a couple announcements. Chase Harden. Hey, the one and only. Chase is has been in the wastewater treatment plant for 17 years. 18 years. Chase took over the operation of that plant in December of 19. December 4th, 5th, somewhere. sixth. So he's now been in control of this plant. And he's been, keeping the bands on it. And this is a continuous batch record plant, a little different than the sequence batch one. So Chase has gone back to studies and is now tested and achieved the highest class possible, which is the class 4. Is that correct? So, and with that comes a decrease or increase. Increase, but he does such a fantastic job. He's a worker, he's hard into this, and he takes ownership of this job. I just cannot thank Chase and the entire Westport recruitment team. They're just a great team out there, just great guys, and Chase is just a great job. Do you have any questions you want to ask Chase?
I just want to say congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor.
Absolutely. And Mark, if there's any way you can have this plant ready for him by December 25th, I've got the biggest bow you can ever put on. Yeah. So Chase, congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
I also want to give a shout out to the Scottsburg Street Department as well. We have experienced a Minnesota winter in southern Indiana. And I called a friend of mine in Minneapolis that was up there for 10 years, a college roommate. And I said, guess what your temperature, buddy? He said, it's 30 below. I said, that's your wind chill. What's your actual temperature? He said, no, the actual temperature is 30 below. The wind chill is 50 below. So we didn't quite have that, but we had single digits and we had the snow. And I tell you what, folks, we put 250 tons of salt on the streets of Scottsburg. We ran out of salt here at the very end. We had to use a little bit of sand. But the guys worked all day and plowed all night. So I want to put a shout out to Scottsburg. I call them our road warriors. And they've just done a fantastic job. And thank you very much to Scottsburg Street Department. So, as you know, all of our departments just do a fantastic job. So we're so thankful for all of them. What other questions do you have?
Just piggyback what's out there. I've talked to some people out in the YMCA and one community way that they're really appreciative of the work that the street department done and bring that so that they can open, folks can get back into that area. So, good job.
Thank God. We actually put their faces on our website. I told people, when you see these guys out, shake their hand, slap them on the back, say, thank you so much. And there's a guy right there that didn't get enough thanks as well. So we thank all these guys for sure. I want you to know, folks, as well, our Scottsburg hosts a COVID-19 meeting for the entire county at 1 p.m. every Monday. And our numbers have continued to drop from the high of 238. We're down to about 37 in a week's time, and it's going down more. We did not get this. We get 600 vaccines per week. We did not get last week's because of the snow. So this week we have 1,200 vaccines. And can I say the rest of this, Josh? Can I say the rest about? I cannot. Well, there's a surprise coming here Thursday. So we got 1,200 shots here in the health department. So I think most of you are lined up. So more fun things. I was in there.
Listen to her.
Yes, exactly. What else do we have to talk about? Okay. Well, guys, I want to thank you so very much. This has been a long time coming. This team out here has put a tremendous amount of work. Mark, this is Mark Sullivan. And Mark Sullivan is, I think we're going to make him an honorary citizen of Scottsburg. I mean, he has just worked tirelessly to design a great plant. When he says, Mayor, do you want to go see the equipment? I said, I sure do. So Chase and I went with Mark in Nashville, Tennessee, and looked at equipment. We went to Avon, looked at equipment. We've been all over looking at several plants because we want to see the equipment that I told you in operation and hear what that operator is going to say. And Mark's making it all work. So, Mark, what do you have to say for us tonight?
No, just congratulations. Thank you. It's been, I can feel everybody's excitement. I can feel everybody's stress of trying to get to this point. And I think you all need to be congratulated on everyone's hard work to accomplish this. And the next thing is we got to get it built. So thank you all very much.
And I contacted the contractor, they're ready to go. So, we got an army ready to come in here and start in and get going on this. And we have some folks up in Indianapolis, Samantha Gross, I call her Shirley. And, she's gonna be very excited to hear us keep going too and get this online. So, and we've got a lot of construction going on to happen. So this is a great move from Scottsburg. So again, Mark, thank you. Greg, thank you so much. Greg has made this DOT all work and he's just done a fantastic job. So we thank the Lord for bringing both you guys here to help and assist the citizens of Scottsburg. So we pray the Lord's blessing upon you. Just thank you so very much. Thank you. Absolutely. Anything else?
Just to recap, guys, I mean, last year was a tough year for everyone, COVID and everything. But think about tonight's meeting, we've got a new sewer project underway. We've got 2 businesses in Scottsburg that's expanding. We've got housing opportunities that's expanding. More people being connected by the wireless communications and, the great service that they provide. So it's good to start off this year with a lot of positive things right out the gate. And I'm super excited about that.
I know, isn't that amazing how we had COVID-19 attack the entire world, not just Scottsburg, and we just continue to go on. We just have to thank the Lord, what I'm saying? So, it's just a great thing. Anybody else?
If everybody can stay, we need the picture with Chase and everything.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good.
All council.
Let's have all council and Mark and Greg and Chase. So we'll just have the whole crew. Chief. So, okay, I guess, with that said, we have a motion to adjourn. Written motion, we're adjourned. Folks, thank you so much.